My name's Dan Ayub. I'm the producer on EA's new superhero title, Marvel Nemesis: Rise of the Imperfects, and I'll be talking to you a little bit today about story mode. Essentially, what we've developed is a new system for a fighting game that's a single-player story mode that takes you out of the basic combat mechanic of the rest of the game and puts you into the position of playing a series of superheroes as they progress throughout a story mode in the game itself. So this will be a totally different mechanic as per the classic fighting mechanic of the regular mode. So the story mode essentially starts with a character strolling across the bridge that turns out to be Thing, who just happens to be there when Rokal starts his assault. So the bridge just explodes. Thing realizes that it's under attack by these creatures and proceeds to go into action to defend the citizens of New York, and he begins fighting these creatures. What we wanted to do with story mode was really come up with a different way to train you to use your character, as opposed to the classic fighting thing where you're kind of fighting in an arena or a dojo or something like that, and it very obviously walks you through all the moves. So story mode also functioned as a way for us to train people to how to use the different characters in a different context. So what the player will do, we describe it as a relay race. You'll take the perspective of a variety of Marvel superheroes throughout the course of the game that are all dealing with, the invasion from their own perspective. And the upside to this is while you're doing this, we're actually training you of how to use each character, all the specific moves they can do. So, for example, someone who plays through the entire mode will have learned what all the characters can do and can now take that learning over to versus mode when they fight against a friend with a computer with these characters and really know what they're doing. So the story mode essentially begins with Rokal launching an attack on the city, and the superheroes are in various parts of the city just, realizing that all of a sudden these aliens are materializing out of nowhere and just beginning to randomly wreak havoc. So obviously, being superheroes, the characters spring to life and they start fighting off this alien horde. At the beginning, no one's really sure what's going on. They just know that out of nowhere these things have appeared and started attacking the city, targeting superheroes and blowing things up. And as the players progress through the story, they start to realize that, the attack is really just a distraction, and that Rokal is actually looking for his perfect weapon that's gone missing. And the superheroes begin to collaborate to try and get to that weapon before he does. So again, through the story mode, the player's going to learn a lot of things they need to know, like wall running, jumping around, how to interact with their environments, and also, of course, the basics of combat, what the different moves are, the base moves, and of course, a lot of the more deeper contextual moves, like, jumping from walls, using your powers in special circumstances, things like that. So as the characters begin to, they go from fighting off this alien invasion, they begin to realize that there's this guy, Rokal, who's behind it all, and they begin, tracking him down to his hideout, essentially, and start taking the war to him, trying to discover what he's doing here, what's going on. And they basically find out where he's hiding, begin to break into his base, and take the battle to him.